Fight tonight. That fight tonight. You didn't win with your size and your strength. You won it with your skills. That was the most impressive display of skills I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot of big fights and big fighters. That was really record-breaking. You deserve to be crowned as pound for pound the best fighter in the world. That's what you are. And you have an unbelievable future ahead of you. Dallas, Texas, the US, the world can be happy to have somebody like you. And I said to the media before, your era has started. It's the Spence era. The Mayweather era has stopped, has ended. It's your time now. It's your era. And there's so many great fights for you out there. And let's go and get them all. Give it up for the IBF's welterweight world champion.
Thank everybody for being here. You know, it's been a long training camp, been frustrated, you know, just me. Everybody know I'm like a low-key guy, so I don't really, you know, talk to a lot of media, or if I don't have my fight coming up, you're not gonna see me. Or you might just see me at a fight, things like that, but, you know, I'm not on the scene like that, and, you know, it was kind of hard for me because it was something new, trying to sell these pay-per-view buys, because, you know, you gotta be more outspoken. You gotta, you know, you got a lot of press obligations. You gotta go out of town and things like that. You know, that was kind of frustrating, especially in the last week of training camp when you're trying to make weight and they got you, you know, keep coming to the stadium, doing this, doing that. You know, it just got frustrated. So even at the press conference I lashed out a lot. Then a lot of people, you know, a lot of so-called experts would write me off saying, you know, Mikey's a smarter boxer, you know, or I can't box, I can't do this, I can't do that. So, you know, tonight I just wanted to show that, you know, I do have, you know, boxing ability. I can box, I can use my jab. Okay. You know, I do have high boxing IQ, you know. It's not, you know, it's a reason why, you know, I was an Olympian and had over 30 international competition and had success on the international level as an amateur. So I just wanted to prove that tonight, and, you know, I think I did that.
Yes, sir. Questions?
Were you surprised that he was able to take as much punishment as he did, and also were you surprised that his brother did not stop the fight?
I did hear that they was planning on stopping the fight. His brother was, but you know, Mikey wanted to keep going. You know, Mikey has a lot of heart. You know, I think he prided himself on being, you know, a tough, you know, Mexican fighter. You know, they're born and bred just for, you know, big hearts. So, you know, he didn't want to stop us. And I was kind of surprised he was taking the shots, but then again, you know, he's a veteran. You know, he sparred, you know, since a little kid with, you know, top guys, you know, Errol and, you know, other guys. So I knew that, you know, he has good composure, has good fundamentals, and he has good ability, so his defense was on point. So a lot of shots, you know, he started picking off, and I think, you know, in the later rounds, he kind of went in, you know, survival mode and kept just doing enough just to, you know, stand the fight a little bit.
Right over here.
Errol, good afternoon. Congratulations. This is the official coronation as the best boxer in the world, pay-per-view star going forward. How do you rate Mikey now as far as all the opponents that you have faced overall now in your professional career? What do you rate him as far as difficulty?
I feel like he wasn't difficult at all. You know, I got to credit my coach. You know, just, you know, great game plan. Like, you know, I told people that, you know, they were going to see a different side of me. You know, they were going to see a guy that, you know, did have high boxing IQ. I just felt insulted, you know, just throughout the whole training camp where people were saying that he was smarter than me, and I felt insulted that, you know, a lot of these reporters here was agreeing with him. And, you know, a lot of these, you know, Hall of Fame fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard and other guys was, you know, going for Mikey Garcia when, you know, his own ethnic group was going for him. And top guys like Marquez and other people like that, and Marco Antonio Guerrero was going for Mikey Garcia, but you got guys like Ray Leonard and Mike Tyson, you know, going for Mikey Garcia or saying Mikey Garcia is gonna win. So, you know, that kind of rubbed me wrong too. But, you know, I rate Mikey. Mikey's still good. I mean, Mikey still can go down. He's a great fighter. He showed a lot of heart, you know, just for taking this fight and staying in the fight too. So, you know, it's nothing but respect for Mikey Garcia. You know, I just felt, you know, throughout the whole, you know, press tour, things like that, it was a little bit too arrogant.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Errol. The game plan was so simple, you know, it's almost like a 1-2 the entire night. When you first started to break him down, did you see that right away, or was it something that you worked with Derek on in training camp and kind of watching film, you know, came up with that?
It's something we worked on. You know, it just naturally, I had the longer reach, so, I mean, the fastest way to get to your opponent is with a straight punch, you know, so it's the jab. And that's my lead hand. So we wanted to work off the jab. I've been having a great jab, and we wanted to work off the jab and then break them down from there. So that's what we did. And a lot of times, like a lot of people don't understand, like with game, if you watch Mikey Garcia, like a lot of times he jump in with his punches, or he loads up with his right hand. So an easy step back with a jab can offset that. And that's something that, you know, we just break down and just learned in camp. And, you know, my coach made it to my attention. And, you know, we just followed the game plan. It worked out well.
Errol, was there anything about this fight that did concern you? Like you talked about Mikey being so confident or arrogant. Did it at all, you know, create any kind of doubts in you about what this fight was going to be?
It didn't concern me at all. It actually put a chip on my shoulder. If he wasn't so arrogant, he probably might have caught me off guard a little bit. But, you know, with his arrogance and, you know, his brother and, you know, his brothers and everybody else, and I watch everything on YouTube when I'm fighting my opponent, so when I see people, you know, saying different things and how he's gonna beat me easy, he has more power than me, he's stronger than me, he's faster than me, his footwork's better than me, his boxing IQ is better than me, you know, he put a big chip on my shoulder. He made me really lock in training camp and, you know, do what I did, you know, basically, you know, outclass him.
And similarly, you get Manny Pacquiao to step in the ring, and basically he's a 10 years older version of Mikey Garcia. So can you honestly say, knowing what you know about your own skill, that would be a competitive, good fight?
Well, it's definitely a competitive fight. Like I said, Manny Pacquiao is blood and guts. So that'll definitely be a great fight. He's a future Hall of Famer, and he's on his way out, and I definitely give him that retirement check that he's been needing.
Mr. Spence, congratulations on your victory tonight. I'd like to know, I'm probably one of the few in here that gave Garcia the second and the third round. Coming into the fourth round, it seemed like you exhibited all that pissed offness that you shared, and then just went to destroying this guy. What was different coming out from the third round to the fourth round?
I'm just working off the game plan. I mean, we wanted to fill him out through the rounds and, you know, see how he was gonna come. And then the fourth round, I feel like I could get him. But I didn't get him the fourth round, so I, you know, went back to throwing my jab and picking him off. And then I tried to go get him again, and, you know, I just couldn't get him out of there. So, you know, I tried to press on the gas, but, you know, it wasn't a man down tonight.
In that seventh and eighth round, that's when you really try to put it to him. It looked like you was really trying to dig deep with body punches.
Yeah, I was trying to stop him with his corner stopped the fight, but it wasn't budging, and I was like, damn.
Good fight out of you.
Errol right here. Congratulations. Tremendous performance from you tonight. If you can't get Manny Pacquiao, and you know, he says he's going to fight in July. I'm not sure if he'll fight you or somebody else.
I'm ready in July.
You ready in July? Yeah. All right. Well, if you can't get Manny Pacquiao, and it's obviously it's going to be probably more his call.
We smoke Sean too. I'll smoke Sean too.
Well, I was going to ask you. So, if you can't get Manny next, is it Porter that you want? Is it Thurman?
Oh, definitely. I went in the ring and called out Sean Porter when he fought Danny Garcia. He said it was an easy fight to be made, and then next thing you know, he's fighting his mandatory. So I mean, Ugas is a tough fighter. He's a great Cuban fighter, but you know, he could have bypassed that and, you know, unified, but, you know, he didn't want that. So I fought Mikey Garcia, which, you know, turns out to be good. So, you know, Manny Pacquiao don't want to fight, then, you know, I give him that smoke that he been asking for. Errol said we're not fighting 2020, so I don't know about Thurman.
Hey, Errol, we're just saying it's your time now. Just think back, you know, what you've gone through to be now the best boxer in fighting, best pound for pound boxing fighting. What's your thoughts on just where you've come and where you are now?
I'm just humble, man. It's been a lot of, you know, hard work and a lot of sacrifice and a lot of times, you know, running by myself and, you know, just going to the gym with my dad And, you know, for me, you know, I give, you know, my mom and my dad, you know, all the love for me being up here because, you know, before, you know, I had any potential at all, you know, my dad would bring me to the gym, coming home from work, you know, tired, you know, driving trucks all night, and then come home from work and taking me to the gym and, you know, basically taking me all over international tournaments and buying hotels and rental cars and, you know, investing his time and money and, you know, not being able to, you know, be with my other siblings or come to their events because, you know, he was focused on me. So, you know, there's been a lot of sacrifice from, you know, not me, my family and, you know, my mother, my father, my siblings, you know, my coach and things like that. Back when I was an amateur and I wasn't making $1. So, you know, it's very humbling. That's why I work so hard and I stay focused and stay dedicated because I know just as much time that I put in this and sacrifice, it's my family put in as much time and sacrifice a lot with me too.
Errol, congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Hey, you said Mike Garcia was gonna win too.
I did.
I told you I watch everything. I watch everything.
I'm flattered that you care.
I watch everything. I told you that. I told Mikey that I watch everything.
I asked this of Richard. The bottom line is the other PBC welterweights. You know who they are: Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Adrian Broner, and Keith. They all fought each other. They have not fought you. In your heart of hearts, based on tonight, do you think any of them will step up now? And what about the second part of the question, the specter of one Terrence Crawford?
I think they will because, you know, the money right now. Like I always say on Twitter, you always see me post tables turn. You know, a lot of these guys didn't want to fight when I was calling them out when they 13-0, and you look at all the YouTube videos with Sean Porter saying he's not looking at me. You know, he never wanted to fight me. He wanted to fight Danny Garcia and things like that. But now, you know, everybody energy changed, and now, you know, guys want to fight me and things like that because, you know, I'm turning into the money man.
So what about Crawford?
We can get there too.
Hey, EJ, congratulations to you, Derek, Mr. Spence. How much fun were you having out there? Because it looked like you went to Orthodox for a second, if I'm not mistaken. I know you work on that in the gym. And was this the one-sided massacre you were looking for?
No, I was looking for the stoppage, but I mean, it didn't happen. But, you know, I was having fun in there. You know, I felt good, like I said, and, you know, just fighting at home and, you know, fighting in front of my family, friends, and, you know, my people from the city. You know, they was just, you know, it was great and just have everybody come out and just the warm welcoming and, you know, coming out to, you know, local guys I grew up with, Yellow Bees and Trap Boy Freddy, and, you know, coming out with the Lancaster band, you know, so, you know, it was just great just, you know, getting that warm welcoming and just fighting in front of, you know, 40-some thousand plus of, you know, my fans.
Errol, Valencia King, KKVI BCTV, congratulations on the win. You just kind of touched on my question about the community support, but during the week you actually got to stand face-to-face with your supporters. What was that interaction for you like?
It was great. You know, just standing face-to-face with them and, you know, I don't get mad, you know, especially with a lot of, you know, Spanish people from Dallas, you know, rep for Mikey Garcia and want Mikey Garcia to win because it's understandable. Like, I mean, you know, Mexicans have a lot of pride, you know, and they have a lot of pride in their flag and, you know, in their ethnicity. So, you know, I respect them for, you know, going with their guy, just like me. You know, Andre Ward fight Kovalev, I'm going for Andre Ward. I mean, like Terrence Crawford fighting Americano, I'm going for Terrence Crawford. I mean, I'm gonna go for my guys just like they're gonna go for their guys. So, you know, I respect them for that. And, you know, they was never distasteful. You know, of course, you know, sometimes I got booed and things like that, but it was never ugly or somebody saying something ugly and things like that. So, you know, I have nothing but respect for them, and hopefully, you know, I won them over as fans too.
And you may not consider yourself in the role model position, but you have young fighters that look up to you. What would you say so they can take that attitude of keeping that chip on their shoulder?
I just tell them never get complacent, because it's easy to get complacent, especially when you start earning money and start getting a lot of notoriety. And, you know, don't let, you know, stay with your feet on the ground, because, you know, when you're that top amateur and people are hyping you up and telling you this, and you win Prospect of the Year, and you're beating people easily, you know, you can always get complacent and you know, stop training hard, or you get more money. Like Marvin Hagler said, he said it's hard to wake up when he said something, when it's hard to wake up when you got, when you're sleeping on silk sheets. On silk pajamas. So, you know, you have to keep that chip, or you got to keep that underdog mentality, and that's what I always keep, the underdog mentality. Even if I know I'm gonna win, I know I'm gonna beat this guy easy, you know, I always, you know, psych myself out mentally where, you know, I just find a reason, either on YouTube or anywhere, I find a reason why, you know, I'm gonna train harder and focus and things like that. So that's why a lot of times when I'm fighting my opponent, I watch things that they say, and it just psychs me out, and it's like, man, I'm gonna punish this dude.
Errol, congratulations. My question is, out of all the fighters out there, regardless of affiliation, who do you think is the one that's going to give you the toughest challenge?
Nobody? See, I have to think too.
I don't think nobody. I mean, a lot of y'all thought, you know, Mikey was going to give me a huge challenge. I mean, y'all thought I guess I was just a big brute or something. Just come forward, you know, but, you know, I showed y'all a different element and, you know, a different game plan. So, I mean, I really don't know. Like, people are like, is Mikey Garcia your hardest fight? I was like, on paper he is, but I really don't. You got to ask me after the fight, because I really don't know till I get in there with him. So, you know, I don't know yet. I mean, a lot, the welterweight division is packed. I mean, you got Terrence Crawford, you got Sean Porter, you got Keith Thurman, you know, you got guys like Ugas, you know, you got a couple guys there, Danny Garcia. So, you know, it's packed and it's a loaded division. So, I mean, you know, fights can be tough, especially if you're not on your A game. So, you know, with me, you know, my job is stay on my A game, stay focused, and whoever I fight next is gonna be in trouble because I'm keeping my weight down now too. So, I'm gonna have way more energy. I'm standing around 160.
Question for Derek. In what ways do you think Errol showed that he was the superior fighter, regardless of size and weight and strength?
He just, with the jab, the way he controlled tempo. Get the mic closer. It was the jab and the way that he controlled the tempo. I listened to a lot of the interviews, and I hear people say how intelligent he is and how great his timing is. And what I thought, and I said to myself, I said, just keep the jab in his face so he'll keep thinking. So he won't even get the opportunity to react, because he'll have to deal with the jab in his face. And that was just like really the key element, because if you keep him busy, he won't have time to think. He'll be worried about getting away from the jab, and that's really basically what happened. I mean, the jab broke him down, and that was kind of it.
Errol, you were really loading up at the end of the fight. The pressures was there any extra pressure in this being a pay-per-view fight, and the way you performed in the ring, or the way you want to put on a show differently maybe than other fights?
There was no pressure. Like I said, people add more pressure on you than yourself if you allow it. So, you know, with me, you know, we train hard. I was, you know, sparring 15 rounds and came on 30-second rest. Like I said, I sparred light heavyweights. You know, I rarely sparred welterweights. Like, it was hard for me to find somebody his size because, you know, a lot of those dudes, I stopped. You know, I beat them up real bad. So, you know, I need somebody, if I'm gonna hit them, they're gonna hit me back. And I need the more intensity and the thinking more than, you know, sparring the little guys. So, you know, it wasn't hard at all.
Exactly. You know, to the very pro Mikey crowd in here, you know, with this being a hometown fight, I mean, is that a chip on your shoulder now moving forward to make sure that, you know, the next time you fight here, it's a lot, you know, more of a pro Spence crowd than it is for the other guy?
I mean, it's like I answered before. I mean, I don't blame, you know, a lot of people, a lot of Spanish people and, you know, ethnicity. I mean, Texas, you know, we have a lot of Mexicans here, and like I said, Mexicans are, you know, very powerful. You know, they're proud of their ethnicity, and, you know, they represent, you know, their people. So, you know, I can't get mad because, you know, a Mexican American supporting another Mexican American. I mean, that's their ethnicity, so I can't get mad for the support.
And a lot of the Mexicans which are here tonight are going to be Spence fans. Not just him wearing the Mexican colors on his jacket, wearing their own blood. I think with his performance tonight, he gained the Mexican fans as well.
Congrats again, man. Just like Richard just said, so does that make you the ultimate A-side, regardless of who you see? You're the new Bob Posh, you're the new shot caller?
I I mean, I leave that up to, you know, my management. I can get 2 periods by A, B, whatever. Like, I come here to fight. It's when we fight, it's one ring, one ref, it's me and you. So, you know, you walking out first, me walking out last, I don't care. We both gonna get in the ring, we both gotta fight. So, I mean, of course it's good to be the A side because, you know, there's more money on that side. So, for that aspect, yeah, but, I mean, I think I'm the A side with a lot of these guys, 'cause a lot of these guys can't, you know, they're not selling, they can't sell everything. Like, even with, in Frisco, and I sold out 15,000 plus. You know, and that was with, you know, somebody nobody knew. So I can't sell tickets, and I sold 15,000 plus by myself. So I mean, you know, this has been a great event. And like I said, you know, I think going on, I am the A side.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. 15,000 at Frisco, 47 tonight. And this performance on pay-per-view, do you think you're officially now the new face of boxing? And is that mantle that Floyd left vacant when he walked away officially yours, or do you think you still need some work to do?
Oh no, I still got work to do. I still have a lot of work to do, man. Still, you know, a lot of opponents in my weight class, still belts out there, you know. So I still got a lot of work to do. I still got to put on, you know, more performances, more pay-per-view fights and things like that. So I'm not gonna say I'm the best out there right now.
Let's just hold on quickly. I want to ask Mikey. Mikey is here, so you guys can ask Mikey questions as well. If you can maybe wait and sit down, so we can have both of these.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.